morning and welcome to Fashion and Lifestyle Cavan TV. I'm Siobhan Harton and I have an actually really exciting show this evening. We're actually going to go through everything that was throughout the year, some of the best shows that was throughout the year, and we're actually going to start with some of the shows that Angie did that was in here beforehand. Angie Sutherland was the presenter on Fashion and Lifestyle before I popped into the studios. So we're actually going to go to Angie, and Angie speaks to Anna Costello, and it was Utopia Health and Beauty Clinic in Cavan. So we're going to go straight to that clip due to popular demand.
Completely. But not with Premalucci. You wouldn't have that with Premalucci because there's PHA in it, which is revolutionary actually in the skincare industry, and a lot of brands haven't even brought it into it. PHAs are polyhydroxy acids, which actually give moisture back to the skin. So you don't have the aggressiveness, you don't have the sensitivity that comes. So that would be a huge range for us as well. We also have Details of Beauty, which is stem cell technology, and before we used to have Dermalogica. As I said, all our clients have converted over, and that's a huge strength. But beforehand, we used to have a brand. We still do it, but I mean it would be diminished really in demand. Image Skincare. It was an American brand. It actually had stem cell technology in it, which I liked because it was new and revolutionary as well, and the effects were good. And in fact, apple stem cells are very good for increasing collagen and elastin in the skin. In my search for Bioline Jato, I found that the Bioline Jato also had Edelweiss stem cell technology in it, which in fact gives longevity to the cells as well. So these plant stem cells work on the skin, whereas it used to be caviar, being fish eggs, you used to really have to plump the collagen and the elastin. So Bioline would be very, very new and revolutionary in that it's not afraid to go forward, but they were the first Italian company to put hyaluronic acid into skincare. Their brand is in existence since 1979. It's an amazing brand. It's run by an Italian family who are very, very dedicated, and the Italians, I'm actually only back from Italy. All our staff have been to Italy, have been trained. They have an SEA, which is Superior Expert Academy, which is a bit like Sedesco in terms of beauty qualifications. It's world recognised, but they're very, very passionate. Mrs. Cardini, the lady who owns the company, she's a beauty therapist by trade, and you can just see the passion that she has, and it filters right through, and has done for over 30 years. I mean, they're amazing. But they're loyal and they have very good qualities, and that's what I like about it, because I've always, in our trade, I've always felt that I would only ever go with something that I believed in and that I felt actually really, you could stand over. That's why we've chosen.
So you'd use it yourself?
Oh, I use it all the time. Yeah, I mean we
and is
choose.
It a cream or a lotion or?
They're creams, creams and serums. But we choose not to go down the route of microneedling, which is big in the beauty market now because it's traumatizing the skin. The same with microdermabrasion. We never went with that either because again, you're traumatizing the skin. And there's huge fads out there. I mean, there's the like of a gold leaf facial that was a fad as well. I mean, we've always researched and we're continuously researching. And always want to know what's next, but also always following it through to know is it something that has a true meaning and true offering, because people deserve in current times, people deserve to get quality for what they're paying, and
so
we all want value for money.
For treatment, you could actually be doing more harm to your skin than good.
Not in our salon.
No, but
not with Bioline Jato.
Oh
yeah, in the industry there are treatments out there in the industry that are available that I wouldn't feel comfortable with. And certainly I wouldn't go with anything that I wouldn't have done myself. That's the thing. And for me, that's the driving force. And all of our team would be of the same ethos. I suppose that's why we're so consistent with our with our level of standards that we have, and that's why we have such a good loyal client base. You know, it's the same as our staff. I mean, staff are with me years, you know, and again it just speaks, you know, about our ethics and what it is that we stand for, you know.
And who are your customers then, Anna?
Oh,
are they locals to the country?
Oh yes, 85% of our clients are non-resident. We do get a certain clientele from the hotel because we are based in the Cavan Crystal Hotel. But we have people who come from Dublin, a lot of people from Monaghan, Northern Ireland area. We supply. There's a couple of ladies who would come from further down the country who make it their business to come continuously to travel back to us, because we would be well known nationwide for the level of service that we give. Customer care is one of the key pointers for us, you know, with regards to our ethics. And I think if you always remember how important the customer is and how valuable they are, because at the end of the day you're only as good as the last treatment you've done, well then, you know, you can't go too wrong. That's really, really important for us, you know. And
just to mention quickly on the new training and distribution business that you're launching or that you're going into.
Yes. Well, we're in that since February of this year. Right. We started that February of this year. As I say, we brought the product in September 2011 to market test it, to know was it as good as it actually claimed to be, did the ingredients, the level of activity actually work, and we found that it was. So we started up our distribution company in February of this year. As I say, our training facilities, we hold them in the conference centre of the Cavan Crystal Hotel. We have students who come from all around Ireland to be trained by Aileen, our lecturer, who is an ITEC trained and also SEA trained therapist and tutor, and then they take the product and they use it in their own salons, you know. But again, it's highly reputable, professional only salons, and it is a professional only brand, and it's not available on the internet because it has to be professionally prescribed, because when you have ingredients to that level of activity, you need to make sure that they're professionally prescribed, because you could do more harm than good. So that's really, really important, that there is a passion there, that the people who are prescribing it, you know what they're doing, so that the end user can actually get the results that they're expecting for their money.
Do you have a website or contact details that our followers
Our website is New Gen Skin Limited, all one word. Our website, sorry, that's the name of the company. Our website is newgenskin.ie. On that we have a link page for our beauty salon, Utopia Health and Beauty Clinic, and also Euphoria Hair Experts, which is our new hairdressers that we're opening now on next Monday, the 8th of October.
Great, well, the best of luck with that.
That was Anna Costello from Utopia Health and Beauty, and you'll find Anna in the Cavan Crystal Hotel. And Anna was speaking there to Angie Sutherland, who was the presenter before I arrived, and that was really good information on healthy skin products and good skin products. And you can see that Anna was very passionate about good skin cream, and the important message there, I think, within that was to know what you were doing and to go to someone that you know what you were doing. So that was one that was really requested from people. They wanted to see more on Anna, so they did. So you can find Anna Costello in the Cavan Crystal Hotel on Dublin Road, Cavan. So we're actually going to go to our next one, and our next person is also another one by Angie Sutherland. It was and it's Mary O'Connor, and I hope I get this right. It's SASTA Fitness Cavan, so there's going to be another clip which was by popular demand, SASTA Fitness in Cavan, and that's to keep everyone fit in Cavan.
You know, oats, grains, so bran flakes, say, but certainly there are, and again we have there's a meal plan that you get, and we have lovely recipes, so there are choices. So if there's always something, there's something there for everyone. Okay. You know, it's not limited. Okay. So we also give you a shopping list, and as I said, lovely recipes. So believe me, we're now into our 8th week, and no one has exhausted the recipes in this. Okay. We're also getting fantastic results, and we have guaranteed to be down a dress size in one session, which is 4 weeks, and that has happened. So.
Have you done it yourself?
I did it, yes, I did, yeah. I went from 11 stone to 9.
Welcome to SASTA. So this is the meal
Size
plan.
14, yeah, that's the meal plan. And I have actually, I do have, if I can show your cameras, if I just, this, my husband started on the 23rd of August. So that was a photograph taken on the 23rd of August.
So this is your husband?
This is my husband, yes.
Okay.
So then this photograph was taken on the 24th of September.
Okay.
And this was the other one.
Hold it up to this one here.
Yeah, thank you.
So
again, that's 8 weeks, after 8 weeks.
Okay.
So he has lost a stone. Now it looks like he has lost more, but because of the body sculpting and the changing the balance between fat and muscle, it actually has sculpted his body.
Okay. And how much did he lose again, Mary?
He lost a stone.
Stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's gone from 16 stone 5 to 15 stone 6. So just around that, yeah. Now the other thing then also is, and this is the key, he has changed. He has already reprogrammed. So he doesn't feel he's on. There's no diet issues, not a sense of being left, that anything's left out, or that he's denying himself.
I was going to ask you, how is he actually managing now to stick to it?
And actually, quite truthfully, because we do say, once you've reached the target, reintroduce those foods that you thought you wanted, and you will find you really don't. You've lost the taste for them. For instance, he would have been a beer drinker.
Okay.
But now when he would maybe, he tried to even have a pint the other night because he wanted to treat himself.
Yeah.
He actually genuinely didn't enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah, truthfully.
Right.
The other thing is he may have had, say, again, his alternative would have been maybe 7-Up or in a whiskey or something like that. Now he can't even, he's rejecting the sugars. So it's almost like, and I think that's what happens when you retrain, you create new habits.
Okay.
But also the value of it is that he just does not want to go back to that again. There's nothing tastes as good as feeling good.
Okay,
And
great.
that's the bottom line.
Great. And what sort of exercises then was he doing with that, Mary?
So the half hour in the fitness pod, 3 times a week. And then the body sculpting for 50 minutes every day.
Okay.
So that's what he was doing. And that's what we recommend our clients do. And that's what gets you the results. When they leave us then, and they continue, if they continue to do their exercises, continue to eat from that program as best they can, they will find, it's much easier to be, because you have to remember the metabolic rate has gone up so high that they will naturally burn fat.
Okay.
So you really are changing your body from being in fat burning mode to, sorry, I beg your pardon, the other way around, fat storing mode to fat burning mode. That's what happens as a result of the program.
Great.
So it's a way of life forever.
Great.
So it's not like sometimes people give up something and then they suddenly put on the weight. That won't happen.
Which is the big fear, I suppose,
That's it.
with people.
Yes,
They think,
yeah.
well, once I stop, then it's all
Yes.
just going to come back on again.
Yeah, and look, you know, we have clients who have said goodbye, they've got the results, really delighted,
Yeah.
really happy. And I've said to them, look, if you want to drop in anytime you feel that you like just to have the body analyzer,
Yeah.
just have a quick look. More than happy, it's as a compliment. Just come in and see how you're
So
going.
how long will people stay with you then for, typically, Mary?
Well, so far, I mean, we've had people who are on their second session now because they've done so well on their first.
Right.
Now I've ladies who are down 8 and 9 pounds, and they want to get maybe down 3 stone.
Okay.
So they've bought into the second package.
Okay.
Because they see the benefits and they see the results, so they're happy to do that. We've had clients who've actually got what they wanted and have given us lovely testimonials as a result. Really happy with the progress, and it's obvious, you can see it.
So people would feel more energetic, they'd be more active.
The first thing that happens when you even use the pod, because the way the pod works, it's 4 times greater in effect. So half an hour in your fitness pod is the same as 2 hours in the gym.
Right.
All right. So within, and we have actually heard people report, and I know it happened to me, after my first session, I actually felt something had happened, because that's like 2 hours of exercise you wouldn't normally do. So the effects of that, the first effect you will feel is straight away better level of energy, better sleeping pattern for someone who may have had sleeping problems, better mood, instant. We'll see the serotonin levels have gone straight up, so that's a given as well. And then fairly shortly after that, a greater fitness level that they never experienced before, followed by toning up skin. It's very good for your skin, very good for cellulite. So then it tones your skin. So you feel toned, you feel your skin is softer. And then usually after that, then you start to feel the inches. So you can actually feel your body toning up. And in some cases, the weight is not reflected necessarily immediately because the balance, because you have to remember a pound of fat looks bigger than a pound of muscle. So when that is absorbed and when one balances against the other, the weight may not instantly go off, but you've changed the shape of your body.
So going back to diet then, Mary, we touched on breakfast earlier.
Okay.
So what's a healthy lunch and a healthy dinner?
Okay. You have 3 food groups. You have your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fats. Okay. And you need all of those. You need your protein to repair your body, and you need your oils to oil your body, lubricate your body, and you need your carbohydrates for energy, and basically it's the main fuel of the body.
Right.
So you need it. So your carbohydrates are your potatoes, your bread, your pasta, your wheats, and the main staple diet for Irish people is bread and potatoes, pasta, rice. All right. So what we suggest is that you have a little bit from each group, from each meal, but just the quantities.
Okay.
All right. So, and again, the carbohydrates, especially starchy carbohydrates, have got a lot of the sugars, and those sugars, which are glucose, in too high a quantity is going to create insulin in the body. And you all know about diabetes. Too much.
And that was Mary O'Connor from SASTA Fitness Cavan speaking to Angie Sutherland. And I think a lot of people will be heading to Mary after definitely the Christmas dinner, that big turkey. And the carbohydrates is an Irish person's downfall, isn't it? So that was really good information there. And if you want to see any more of Mary on that interview, you can look up Cavan TV. .com and fashion and lifestyle, and you'll see Mary's interview there for more information on that. Also, Mary's the SASTA Fitness is in Cavan Town, so if you wanted to get in contact with her, you can see the information there on the website. So next we're going to go to, it's actually my first interview here on Cavan TV with Roma from City Lady, and there's going to be loads of information about style and makeup. So we'll go over to Roma from City Lady here in Cavan Town. A bit about Roma, the person behind City Lady.
Okay, I came to Ireland 12 years ago. So I just came because it was a good time to go.
Yeah.
And actually I stay all the years in Cavan.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
It was just the first year I moved to Belfast for 1 year, but then I moved back, and I always was here from part to part. I didn't have the business from day one I came. I used to work in the Hotel Kilmore, and I was working in the Meadow for years and years.
So was that you came to the Kilmore first?
Yes.
Was that okay?
And so basically after that I just decided maybe it's time to have something myself. And so I opened boutique in 2006, which was in the 15 Bridge Street, same address.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. 2006, 2007 and 2008 still was good, but then Cavan came down very quickly. So, and I thought I have to find alternative. And I tried to look another property somewhere around. So I decided to go to Enniskillen because I thought Enniskillen is something. Everyone was going there.
At the time there was a big craze of people going up to Enniskillen to do shopping.
It was huge difference in the money.
Yeah.
It was very good exchange rate, and prices was, the VAT that time was in Enniskillen 15%, which was 20 in Ireland.
Okay.
So the 5% was make big difference, and on the currency, every shop, included the Argos, had a huge difference in the prices. So we had a beautiful 2009 and 2010 in Enniskillen.
Right.
So when everybody says, "Oh my God, it's a very difficult time," so for us it was good.
Yeah, and then just to be clear on that you moved the boutique to Enniskillen, but the studio is still in the hair studio is still in Cavan.
No. Studio was open only. This is second year we opened. We had a boutique, but then we had 2 boutiques at one time.
Yeah,
we had in 15 Bridge Street and in the Ironside Shopping Centre.
Right.
But the shop wasn't doing very good to us, so we decided to close it.
And then, so you're 2 years in Cavan with the studio, so you are.
So then we closed, and the property was empty. Nobody was wanting to take it, and I decided to go back to the same property and do something for my hobby. And I thought I'd do that just what I think it would be good.
Yeah.
Because there is no competition.
Yeah.
It's a very big competition in hairdressers and it's huge in the beautician, but it was no one under one roof. So I thought it might be a bit unique, and it worked perfect for me.
It's great because it's like a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
It's someplace, because it can be really annoying to go from one to the other, you know, to go from beautician to a hairdresser's, because you mightn't get an appointment at the same, you know, that is perfect match. Like, yeah. So it's great in that approach. It's kind of like a holistic approach to it, that everything is underneath the one shop. So I think it's a great idea. I'm sure you get loads of business going in.
It's handy for ladies when they're doing the highlighting or just the color. They have 30 minutes to sit. They can do the nails, or they can do some waxing, or can do any treatment, even the, you know, like a feet massage or something. They can treat and use the time instead of to sit and read a magazine.
Really? So when you get your hair done, you can sit there and get your nails done?
Of course,
really?
yeah.
Do you hear that, Dave? You can treat me to Christmas. I want to go to City Lady. And that is Roma from City Lady on Bridge Street in Cavan, and it's fantastic that you can actually get everything done under the one roof, so it saves loads of time. So you can get your hair, your nails, your makeup, your everything, your waxing, all done under one roof. So thanks to Roma on Bridge Street, Cavan, City Lady. And so next we're going to go to Pat Dunn, and Pat Dunn has it is a wonderful Colour Me Beautiful. This is why I'm wearing blue. Pat told me that that blue is one of my colours, and Pat does it's a colour for your skin tone. So we'll go over to Pat, and she's doing a demonstration.
Monica, here I've got the two draped with the two colours. This is the gold colour and the silver colour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the colour. That's the silver colour there.
So that really cools Monica
that really
down.
Cools Monica. Well,
it doesn't
makes
brighten her up. It doesn't.
Yeah, I always feel it makes her, when you have the wrong colour on, your skin actually nearly looks kind of
dull,
green, ill,
sicky.
You know, that you don't look, even though Monica has her makeup and all on there. Where when you put the gold one up, which is the right one for her, you can actually see the way it
lifts.
It actually lifts her whole complexion. And that.
So if Monica was to do makeup or anything like that, she'd use gold colours and
she's green. She's green there. What we've done with her lipstick is kind of a corally orange. And her blusher is the same, with a highlighter blusher in kind of a lighter gold.
Right.
We've done green and bronze on her eyes. And so that actually is kind of from the same colour. It doesn't mean
that's from this palette.
And that's actually from the spring palette.
Yeah. So you've lifted everything. So Monica's a spring person, and you've lifted everything from
everything from that. Yeah, the colours I would have used from it would have been kind of on her eyes. I've used that and this.
Yeah.
And on her cheeks, I've used that and this.
Right.
And on her lips, I've used kind of a combination of those two middle colours there.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's very natural looking.
It is very natural. It's lovely.
Yeah. And as I say, when that's on her, then that actually totally lifts her face. Yeah.
And then what Monica's wearing then today, you've used the undertone of the gold as well.
Exactly. We've got it. So she's wearing actually a kind of a greeny, goldy
colour,
base, and then the blue is in it, which, as I mentioned earlier on, is from her fall colours.
Right.
Because the opposite,
and that's the winter one.
That's the winter one, which is the total opposite to her other one. Now that's something that can actually go quite well on Monica as well, those colours.
Yeah, because the blue looks fantastic on Monica there as well. Really so say you were sitting at home watching Cavan TV tonight and Fashion and Lifestyle and was wondering what your own colour was. How would you know that? How would you define that for yourself?
Well, what you need to look for first is if your hair is naturally red or golden.
Okay. That
brings you into the warms.
Right.
So if you've got freckles, that brings you into the warm palette.
Earlier on,
if you have very black hair, natural blue black hair.
Yeah.
People can have kind of very dark brown hair, but it could have kind of red copper glints in it.
Yeah.
If the red copper glints in it is bringing them into warm, whereas that blue black hair.
Yeah.
You can also be a winter person if you have snow white blonde hair.
Right. Okay.
Do you know that note?
So you use those blues.
You'd use those blues as well. You don't. It doesn't necessarily have to be
And is there
black.
any place that people can look up? Because we said that before, that if there's people that can look up, like you've got a website, and is there any information on that website that they can look at?
Well, there's nothing on about colour on my website, because it's in the middle of something happened to it. But it just gives details of where you can contact me if you need any advice.
So it's called
www.mobilemakeup.ie. But if you go in on the website, on the internet, and put in colour coding, I'm sure you'll get lots and lots and lots of different things. You can buy books. There's lots of books out there you can buy.
So if you look up colour code. And that was Pat Dunn from Mobile Makeup, and Pat had loads of great information in that interview. So if you want to look up that interview, you can go back to Cavan TV, Fashion and Lifestyle, Mobile Makeup, Pat Dunn and Siobhan Harton. And actually I got some great information from that with Pat. It actually made Christmas shopping for clothes an awful lot easier this year. So I would definitely advise to go out and look that up. So, and our next one, so we're going to actually go on because we're running out of time. Next one is Patricia Dolan, and actually Patricia's doing a demonstration on a detoxing the skin for Christmas, which was really good, how to get a healthy glow on your skin. And Patricia's in the powder room in Killashandra, so we'll go over to Patricia Dolan now. Okay. So you'd exfoliate once a week? Mm-hmm. Would that not, does that not kind of take away, well, it takes away the old dead skin, but it wouldn't ruin your skin?
No, once you're not going too harsh, it takes away the old cells and it promotes the growth of new ones.
Yeah.
So therefore you're having new skin cells coming along all the time.
Okay. So now, so you're rubbing it in. Are you doing a special technique with that? Or are you
usually like, it's just up the way, defying gravity all the time.
Okay, so you're rubbing up the face.
Yeah. Now sometimes if you use a cleanser and you find it gets a little bit dry, most people will add more and more and more, but sometimes if you just wet the tips of your fingers.
Okay, so you're just rubbing it in with the tips of your fingers, and you're really getting it in and just doing a circular motion upwards.
Yeah, that's it.
So
okay, just a couple of minutes, you don't need.
Yeah.
I'm going to use sponges, but you can use.
And would you wet the skin before you put it on or anything like that, or you just rub it on?
No, I wouldn't usually.
Just rub it on dry skin.
Yeah, just on dry skin.
Yeah.
Now I'm using sponges, but you can use just a face cloth or anything like that once it's not too harsh.
Are they natural sponges that you're using there, or are they?
No, they're not.
That's just
they're just
normal little sponges.
They're not now car wash sponges, but they're just. You can get them in most chemists. Or
these are special ones for. Are these special ones for makeup, or are they?
Yeah.
For facial. And how does your skin feel now, Amory, from the actual, just the cleanser?
It's okay.
Is it a fresh cleanser? There's no mint in that or anything like that to freshen up. That's a natural cleanser.
No, it's just a natural cleanser. Yeah, it's just got, well, it's with plant and fruit extracts in it, so that's basically it. And then usually I would tone, but a lot of people now don't use toner at home. They used to say that it was to refine the pores, but really basically it's just to clean off any cleanser or excess makeup that's left still there.
Oh, so, right, because it was a big thing, cleanse, tone, moisturise.
Yes.
So a lot of people aren't doing that.
No, a lot of people don't. Most people for cost-wise as well, if they buy a good moisturiser. And once you have it cleaned off well, like, you know, it's... People might disagree with me, but I don't think it's a huge problem. Like, it's only really to get off whatever cleanser is left on the skin.
Okay. So you'd use a little bit of toner and you're using it on a cotton wool rather than... So would you put much toner on, or would... And that was Patricia Dolan from the Powder Room in Killashandra, showing us how to have a great, healthy, clean skin for the Christmas season. And I would definitely advise to watch that show too, because our skin, after going out partying over the Christmas party season, I'm sure was a bit wrecked from it. So there's some really great tips on that show. So look up Patricia Dolan, the Powder Room, on cavantv.com, Fashion and Lifestyle TV. So our next one is our most popular show of the year, and due to popular demand, we're actually going to show the whole show again. And before we do that, I really want to wish you all a very happy new year, and looking forward to all the shows in the new year. There's going to be some great detoxing shows and healthy eating shows for January to get our waistline back in shape after the Christmas. So the next show is what we're going to be seeing is the wonderfully talented Michelle Leggett, who's a fantastic makeup makeup artist and who transformed me into with smoky eyes and lovely red lips, and so there's a makeup demonstration on that and some really fantastic key tips to use. So thank you for watching Fashion and Lifestyle TV. I'm Siobhan Harton, wishing you all a very happy new year. So it is, so thank you very much, Stacey, for coming in. So what are you going to start? So you did primed Stacey earlier on, did you?
So Stacey's skin is moisturised. You let the moisturiser soak in for a good 10 minutes beforehand. If you don't, your foundations would slide off. So you can feel when it's soaked in. I've applied a little bit of primer to any dry patches as well, and it's all dried in. So to apply the foundation, you can use, this is a fibre optic brush, so it has the effect of like a flat brush and a sponge in one, almost. There's no rights or wrong. You can use your hands, you can use a sponge, or you can use this fibre optic brush. This just gets it on nice and evenly very quickly. Your fingers, I find the application isn't even, but the warmth of your hand spreads it quickly. A sponge, I find, soaks up all your product, but it's really handy for doing around the hairline. And the flat brush is quick application, but
so this
it can
is the
leave,
flat brush,
it can sometimes leave.
That's the flat one.
Yeah, it can sometimes leave streaks. So
okay,
they all have their benefits. So really,
some person was telling me that if you use if you use your hands, that you kind of have a tendency to rub all the makeup to the side
and to rub it away as well. Yeah, but they all have. I'd use all of them for different purposes. So it's what you're used to as well. But I just think the sponges soak up and waste all your foundation.
Yeah, because I actually had a foundation. It was Bobbi Brown, and it went in no time. And it's an expensive one, but it went in no time.
So what I'm doing basically is applying the foundation a little bit on the cheeks, the chin, the nose and the forehead, and then I'm spreading it upwards. Nice light strokes. The less is more. Your foundation shouldn't completely block out the colour of your skin. It should only enhance, basically cover any blotches,
blemishes that you have.
Yeah, less is definitely more. You can see the way too. I'm being careful.
Not that Stacey has any blemishes. She's gorgeous. I'm in a lot of jealousy here and envy of Stacey's glowing skin.
But you can see around the jawline. I'm being very careful. I'm not getting more product. I'm just using what's left on the brush.
Right.
And I'm making sure I'm blending it really well.
Huge amount on.
Yeah, definitely less is more, and just making sure that the hairline.
So that totally avoids the caked on look.
Exactly. Yeah, less is definitely more. People are used to putting on way too much foundation. You only looked caked on. It flattens the face. So it really is less is more when it comes to foundation. So there's the foundation. I didn't do too much work underneath the eyes because when I do the eyes, eyeshadows can fall. So at the end, I tidied that up really well. So
you didn't use any kind of...
Didn't use too much foundation under it. So concealers, there's no real need for concealer on Stacey's skin because it is lovely. So what I'm doing now is applying a setting powder. And this gives a professional finish. It helps your foundation last the whole night. And it takes any shine off it. So a large powder brush. I'm only putting it where is needed. Okay, so you generally the T-zone. If she had oilier skin, I would put it all the way around, but really less is more again. You just need to put it on the T-zone or wherever is oily.
Okay, so someone with oily skin would need to use a lot more of it just to take that shine off the skin.
Yeah, all over the skin. Now this is a translucent powder. It looks white, okay? It looks white, but when it goes on...
The white.
When it goes on, you can see it doesn't go on white. It's translucent. It's see-through.
Okay.
You can get coloured powders, but they're better on their own.
Right. So you use no foundation underneath those.
You can use a foundation, but it would have to match your coloured powder very well.
Okay.
So to be safe, the translucent powder, and it will go with any foundation that you want to wear. Okay. So before I start any makeup, eyeshadow, I always define the eyebrows. It makes such a difference, and you saw on yours earlier, Siobhan, as well, the difference.
Yeah, there's a huge difference because Michelle did mine earlier on, and it was actually night and day the difference. So I'll definitely, you'll be seeing more of this. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look later.
So what I'm using for the eyebrows is a very tapered, skinny brush. These are invaluable. if you get a good brush set, you'll have it for years, and if you look after it. Really
And is
well.
it worth paying a good price for a brush?
Yeah, it is. The cheaper the brush, basically, it's synthetic fibres. It won't last. When you wash them with baby shampoo, which is perfect, or you can get a MAC brush cleanser, is brilliant. But baby shampoo as well.
Oh, you can use, right? And is that for all the brushes that you use?
Yeah.
Because it is good to clean all your brushes while you need to.
Yeah. So good expensive brushes basically are made of natural hair.
Right.
Sable hair, horse hair, squirrel, all badger, even all different types of hair. No animals were harmed in the making of the brushes.
It's important to note that no animals were harmed in the making of these. They massaged them as they were cutting their hair.
Basically, for your eyeshadow brushes, it's natural soft hair, but for they're powders, eyeshadows and bronzers, etc. But for your concealers, your eyeshadow, or pardon me, concealers and liquid foundations, it's a synthetic, almost plastic hair. You can feel it yourself. And that's a synthetic type of hair. So that it's almost a plastic finish. So then the product would slide off it onto the skin. Whereas with the eyeshadows and bronzers that you want to blend, the hair brushes blend it really well. So really cheap kits, you'll see that it's all synthetic.
Yeah.
So concealers, foundation brushes will be a synthetic plastic type finish, whereas your powder eyeshadow brushes will be a soft hair.
A softer hair.
Okay. So what I'm doing here is really marking the eyebrows, drawing almost a rectangle eyebrow shaped box, and just filling it in. Okay, you can get lots. Stacey's quite dark, so it's really only a matter of filling in.
And you can totally change the look of a person's face when you do that.
Eyebrows. Yeah, it makes such a difference. And if I had to do nothing else on the eyebrows, that's all I would do.
Yeah, because you can see there with Stacey's, the eye, it's a really dramatic look. Like it really opens up her eyes there.
But especially for brides and photographic work as well, you really you would have to have the eyebrows defined. So definitely.
And some people use pencil.
There's so many different. You can use a pencil. At the minute, I'm using a brown eyeshadow because it's a perfect colour, and I have this really useful brush.
Yeah.
The pencils are great as well. There's a little bit more wax in them.
Right.
You just have to make sure they're penciled or prepared really well. Then I have eyebrow kits with one side's a little wax and the other side is the shadow.
Right.
And you put on the wax first to lay down the hairs, and then you apply the brown eyeshadow then, or whatever colour that suits you. So they're all different. To be honest, there's
no right or wrong.
It's no right or wrong. The brown eyeshadow just might fade away at the end of the night a little bit more than the rest of them. But again, it depends on the coarseness of your hair.
Right.
So any of them. But the main thing is that very tapered, skinny brush. Is such a valuable.
And it's slanted. It's this one here. I'm just actually going to show. No, it's this one here. Just show a close up of it.
That one go.
That's
one of them, yeah. So
it's kind of a slanted brush on the top here. Can you see it there? It's just that slanted at an angle that would go with the shape of your eyebrow. Okay. Yeah. When these brushes get damaged, can you actually repair them, or can you trim it with a scissors? Do you know, to get the shape back into it, or do you really need to get a new one?
Get a new one, basically. But how you wash them is you dip them into a glass with one little squirt of baby shampoo. Keep all the same brushes, the hair brushes together and then the synthetic brushes together. Separate them into different glasses and just mix them around the water, and then run them in warm water after that. When they are drying, you basically squeeze out the excess water and reshape them, and then leave them flat on a tea towel or some kitchen paper until they dry overnight.
Okay, so you have to leave them overnight and let them dry naturally.
Properly. If you don't leave them drying standing up, because the water will soak into the connection handle and bacteria, it could cause infections to the skin.
Okay.
So you dry them flat. So basically your question to keep the shape is how you squeeze them out when they're wet and reshape them. Just by twisting them in your hands, basically. So with Stacey, and what I'm doing, she's quite dark, and the red lipstick look suits her. So I'm going to do quite a plain eye, and then dress up the lips. I'm going to do the black flick. So all over is the lighter nude colour, basically. And then I'm just going to get a different brush to basically shade in the contours. So if you can imagine a skeleton, and where the darker parts of the skeleton are the cheekbones, the eye sockets, and along the nose, we want to naturally shade those areas as well. Okay? Because dark colours recede. So when I apply to the cheek here, the dark colours will recede in, and then a highlighter on the cheek will make the cheekbone pop out. And it's the same with the eyes. So I'm going for a darker colour around the eye socket. So how you would do that yourself is just press in and feel for it yourself. Okay?
Because some people just use, like myself, have been known to just do one kind of strip across.
In your set eyes, Siobhan, you have deep set eyes, and that is, you can get away with that because your eyes are deep set. It's more the upper lid here that
I'd need to
you're
highlight
seeing more.
Right.
Yeah. So you can get away with that with deep set eyes.
Okay, so deep set eyes can get away.
Because you don't see as much of the lid.
Right.
So the blending of colour might be wasted as such. But the one colour straight over and then a lighter colour on the inside. But with deep set eyes you get a lovely smouldery look very easy. A lovely smoky look, especially if you've dark eyes like you.
Right.
So
that's handy. So laziness does help.
Yeah. There's pros and cons to every.
There's pros and cons, which
to
is
every
stripe across your face.
So what I'm doing here really quickly is just feeling for her socket bone and applying the darker shadow along it. I'm not going the full way in because that will close her eyes down completely. What I'm doing is roughly a C shape along the lash line.
So that's framing the eye.
Exactly, It contour defines the eye.
Right.
Everybody's eye shape is different, but generally it is that it's almost like an inverted C shape. So I'll just try and accentuate a bit more so you can see it. So you turn your head around here, sis, thank you. And just along the socket bone, not going in the full way, but I'm making sure you don't see where it stops and starts. It's blending. And then upwards.
I'm getting comments in the background saying, is that not transcription lying to men in the morning are very different?
It's called.
This is what us ladies have to do. I'm telling you the whole time, guys. Look, this is all we have to do.
It's called enhancing our features.
Yeah.
Enhancing
guys should wear a little bit of it. It's left on the pillow in the morning.
No, that's why we use waterproof.
So it stays up. That's why you need expensive makeup.
Yes, exactly. This makeup will last 2 days if you look after it. But honestly, a good professional good products and applied properly, your makeup. I've done brides and bridesmaids that have last from 8 o'clock in the morning till that night with only topping up their lips. Really, it's the proper steps, setting the foundation, using the proper products for the skin, and I mean it's not by applying tons of makeup. It's by applying it properly and where it's needed.
Right.
Basically. Okay, so if you open your eyes up, Stacey.
And it's easy to do this on yourself, Michelle. Like I know it's easy for you to do because you're a professional and excellent at it.
It is. I think makeup is lots of fun. It should be lots of fun. So I'd recommend people gathering pictures from magazines, even online. Get a folder together on your laptop and practice. It's so much fun. It should be fun.
Right.
Everybody, it sounds cheesy, but is their own makeup artist. They do their makeup every day. So it's a treat for yourself as well. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good too. So take your time, especially coming up to Christmas now. Practice on before you go out, practice on your friends. Sit in front of the mirror. It just washes off. You can just practice it again. So really and truly, it's it should be fun. But YouTube is fantastic for the tips. Yeah, it's really, really good. I'd recommend YouTube. You'd learn anything there, or get a lesson with me. And once you have a good lesson,
and you give lessons,
yes,
Michelle.
I do. I give lessons.
So if people wanted to get in contact with you, what way would they?
Well, my email address is michelleleggett@gmail.com. My phone number is 087 122 8251, and I will have a Facebook page set up in the future as well.
Okay.
But
so you just call out your phone number again and your email, just so people out there would know how to get in contact with Michelle if you wanted some special tips on makeup?
Yeah, it's michelleleggett@gmail.com, and my number is 087 122 8251. But makeup parties are great fun for hen parties, girls' nights in, birthday parties. It's a great gift voucher to give to someone. You can get one-on-one lessons. So makeup party, I would go and spend a few hours doing demonstrations, hints and tips, giving away all my secrets basically. I go through your makeup bags, we sort out what you have. People have tons of makeup but they don't know how to use it.
Exactly.
So I teach people how to use it, give them hygiene tips, you know, how long makeup should last and when to throw things out.
And how long would that lesson last with you?
It can last, basically depends on how many people are there, but up to 3 hours.
Excellent. Yeah. And that'd be really good because you know the way Come Dine With Me is really popular as well, and people are always looking for someone to come round and do different things. So would you do something like that as well? Go round and do.
So I would tailor it to what the clients need, how many there is, if it's just serious or if it's just fun. But
so the prices be very different then.
Yeah, varies as well.
From that.
But also teenagers, once they learn how to do makeup properly when they're at that age. Yeah, it's a great gift to give someone as well. Once you know the skills, the foundations. Yeah, because
I had another artist, makeup artist, in, and we were talking about foundation. It's just so important to get foundation right, because that's one thing that a lot of people get really, really wrong is the foundation. So it's really important to take time with that.
Yeah,
foundation.
The foundation should never be more than about 2 shades different to your own skin tone.
Right.
Higher or lower. So how you would test it is along the jawline. People think you should test it on, or used to test on the hand, but you can see your hands are a completely different colour to your face because of the weather, etc. So when you go into a chemist or a salon, you apply just about 3 tones along your neck and jawline, and then whichever one you can't see is closest, or which is closest to your skin type, that's the one you choose. Yeah. Perfect. So I'm just applying the eyeliner now. And this is a tricky bit for people as well.
That's really tricky to do yourself. So
this is practice, practice, practice. So you look in the mirror basically, and what you do is join the dots. You don't do one full line.
Oh.
You just do dots along the way. I would start on the
inner exactly edge. Where I've been going wrong. I never use it because I used to always try and do it in one stripe.
That's making it difficult for yourself because it's very hard to get a straight line. So what I do is just lift the skin gently and join the dots basically, and then I go back over it and do longer sweeping lines. So you're just doing it where the lash line is. Now I want to give, because I'm doing the red lips, I want to give Stacey a exaggerated flick like Marilyn Monroe style. So what you do is you just follow lift the eyelid, follow the natural angle of the eye. Okay, so I'm just going to accentuate it past slightly. Okay, so that's very linear. I want to make it almost triangled for that effect.
And that's the Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, so I'm lifting it again and then just basically drawing in a triangle. You're just really almost from the bottom line up.
So you kind of fill it in the stripes.
Exactly.
And once you get after the little stripes, you get a nice clear one.
So it's all bit by bit. And then when you're doing your makeup, stop and take a step back and have a look and see if both eyes are even.
Okay.
As well. Okay.
And if you kind of do one a little bit too dark, like long, how do you try and make the other one longer, or do you try and take it all off? Or?
Either try and do the other one longer. If it's too long, cotton buds are fantastic to have on hand. They really are invaluable.
I totally see the shading that you have there. It's gorgeous. The 2 different colours. What's the colours that you've used on Stacey's eyes there?
This palette is a fantastic palette. It's Urban Decay and it's called Naked. So you can see all the different colours in it there.
They're gorgeous.
I think this is Naked 1. You can get Naked 2, which is just slightly different. It's hugely popular. It's in every magazine. Right. Really, if you had just this one palette, you do.
Well. And where would someone pick that up?
Department stores, Debenhams, things like that.
Debenhams,
easily. Yeah, it's about 35 or 45 euro. I'm not sure, but I mean, you have about nearly 12.
That'd be a great Christmas gift.
It brings you from day to night. It'd be a fantastic Christmas gift.
Yeah, and it just brings you from day to night.
Yeah,
I use all the colours. The colours.
I use lots of different products
because you have the smoky eye colours there as well. The smoky eye colours there, and then there's the other colours for the daytime. That's fantastic.
So if you look
Naked
and close.
Urban Decay.
I'll match this up. Okay, and then I'm going to continue with your cheeks and lips, and then I'll finish off with the mascara, because the mascara can tend to be messy.
Okay.
Okay. So if you just smile.
So we're going to just do a little bit of the cheeks, just to do a little nice rosy glow.
So blusher, just you get the client to smile, and or yourself, and you brush it just in the apples of the cheeks. Then for the bronzer, this is to contour, so it's from the ear down along the cheekbone. Pardon me, underneath the cheekbone, not on the cheekbone. That would flatten the face. We're accentuating the contours. So think of a skeleton shape and think where it's darkest along the skeleton.
And that's great. And we talked about Kim Kardashian uses that a lot, the contours that she does, so it doesn't look like one big stripe.
Yeah. When I'm doing makeup lessons, I would show, or beauty workshops with young people, I show examples of Kim Kardashian, the amount of highlighter she's almost white beforehand. Yeah. That's professional tips. So it's just lights, camera, action. We can all look like, well, almost look like Kim Kardashian.
You're going to look like Kim Kardashian. If you can do that, you'd be bloody amazing.
So it's lights, camera, action. We can all have a go at it. You know, makeup is fantastic too.
So we're going to do the red lips, which are quite hard to get. I know you did. I didn't do mine.
There's a light foundation across the lip. It acts as a base, like a primer. So what I'm doing is bit by bit again. So the Cupid's bow one side, the other side.
That's a pencil. That's a lip liner.
It's a lip liner
going on there.
And then again, it's just join the dots. If you try and do one line, it's very hard to get it even. So if you do bit by bit by bit by bit.
The same with the eyeliner, the flick out. Yeah. And if you had like thin lips like myself, can you extend your lips out?
Yes, of course you can. But especially if you put on the a little bit of foundation beforehand, you can draw almost a fake lip as such over it.
Oh really?
Yeah. Or not a fake lip, I'm not saying anything is fake, but accentuate. You can alter the shape
of your lips.
You can make them smaller, you can even them out, you can make them fuller as well. So I'm using a brush, and what I'm doing is just applying it straight on to get it on, but then afterwards I'm going with the grain of the lip. It just means it gets in the lines of the lip, and it will help it last longer.
Oh, so and can you use a dark pencil to highlight the lips as well?
That's really that's quite in at the moment. Two-toned lips.
Two-tones.
Yeah, which is really nice. So just experiment with your lip liners. Definitely, that's like a dark, even a black, and then you get a really gothic look. It's just a matter of blending it in, line the lip, and then blend it in.
Oh, really? Some people use dark, like a black.
Yeah.
With that. So we're actually nearly coming to a close now, Michelle. Thank you so much. And I just want you to say your number out again, actually, and how people will get in contact with you. Because if we look at Stacey here and my own makeup, actually, Michelle did that, and she did a fantastic job. So if anyone has any parties out there or wants to get some Christmas makeup done or anything like that, Michelle is your woman. And it's just if we scan back to Stacey again, the end product, which looks absolutely amazing. So we just put the camera on Stacey. So we will, and just see what Michelle has done. They were looking gorgeous, absolutely. So Michelle, do you want to say your number out again and how people will get in contact with you?
Yeah, my number is 087 122 8251. So for any makeup lessons or just for nights out around Christmas, wedding trials, any type of makeup. Or my email is michelleleggett@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much for watching Fashion and Lifestyle Cavan TV. I'm Siobhan Harton, and thank you Michelle and Stacey for coming in.
Thank you.
And make sure to join us next week. We hope to have some hairstyles for the Christmas season, and we'll be all in the Christmas spirit. We'll have all the tips from Fashion and Lifestyle TV, and we'll be rolling them out over the Christmas. Thank you. Good night.